Hi and welcome to Westpac's end of day report for Friday the 19th of August. Actually it started off very negatively today with European stock markets again falling very sharply. The German market, for example, down as much as 3.5% earlier today, with the financial sector stocks again leading the way. A lot of rumours around the place about problems in various banks and so on. None of it confirmed, but in the absence of any fresh economic data, there was really nothing else to trade on. We did have a brief respite for markets when Olli Rehn, one of the senior EU officials, said that these European-wide bonds were in fact going to be on the agenda at some future point, but that was only a short-lived sort of burst of less pessimism. It was only really when US markets opened, initially a little bit lower, but subsequently moving modestly back into positive territory, that the losses on European markets were pared back somewhat. As I speak at the moment, it's about 4 o'clock in the London afternoon, so still the US has got a fair way to go. But as I say, no economic data of note coming out in the US today. We did have the Cleveland Fed president, Pianalto. She said that she supported the change of language last week at the FOMC, given her diminished view on the prospects for the US economy and her view that inflation would fall back. But she was nowhere near as forceful as some of the dissenters were earlier in the week, which caused some of the fallout in the markets that we've seen over the last couple of days. Anyway, as things stand at the moment, the Dow's up 0.2%, a real dead cat bounce at this stage at least, compared to the 4% loss that we saw yesterday. It's at 11,013. The broader S&P measures up 0.4%, the Nasdaq's up 0.7%, and in Europe we've got the FTSE up 0.2%, but the French market down 0.3% and the DAX down 0.6% in Germany. On commodity markets, most commodities are a bit higher. We've got crude oil up about 0.7%, it's at $83 a barrel at the moment. Copper prices are up 0.8%, and gold just cannot do any wrong. It's at, let me see, $1,850 an ounce at the moment, yet another record high, up another 1.5% today. The Aussie dollar's been drifting a little bit higher in the last few hours of trading, in London time anyway, with this slightly more positive sentiment starting to come through. It's at 104.6 against the US dollar. As I say, that's about it. I'll speak to you again next week. Remember, as always, I'm doing this report when there's still a few hours of trade to go in the US. Being a Friday afternoon in particular, anything can happen. But I'll speak to you after the weekend.